Pedro was an adventurous boy, always eager to explore the forests surrounding his village. One crisp autumn afternoon, he convinced his grandfather, an old man with a thick grey beard and kind eyes, to join him on one of his explorations. His grandfather agreed, taking his trusty walking stick along. As they wandered deeper into the forest, the trees began to grow taller and more densely packed. Pedro had never ventured this far before, and neither had his grandfather. They followed a narrow trail until they stumbled upon an old, dilapidated cabin hidden among the trees. The roof was covered in moss, and the wooden walls were worn from years of neglect. "Grandpa, look!" Pedro exclaimed, running towards the cabin. "It looks so old. Do you think anyone lives here?" His grandfather chuckled. "I doubt it, Pedro. This place must have been abandoned long ago." Curiosity piqued, they cautiously stepped inside. Dust filled the air, and the wooden floorboards creaked beneath their feet. In the middle of the small room was an old, rusty chest. It was locked, but the lock seemed fragile. Pedro's eyes lit up. "Do you think there's treasure inside?" Pedro asked, his voice filled with excitement. His grandfather knelt beside the chest, inspecting the lock. With a quick twist of his hands, he managed to break it open. The chest creaked as it was opened, revealing something unexpected, a small, worn-out notebook and a rusty old key. Pedro picked up the notebook and began flipping through its pages. It was filled with sketches of strange symbols and maps leading to different parts of the forest. At the bottom of one page, they found a note that read, "The key to the greatest treasure is not in gold, but in memories shared." Pedro looked up at his grandfather, puzzled. "What do you think it means?" His grandfather smiled warmly, placing a hand on Pedro's shoulder. "It means that sometimes, the real treasure isn't something we can hold in our hands. It's the moments we spend together, exploring, learning, and making memories." With a heart full of warmth, Pedro realized that this adventure with his grandfather was the greatest treasure he could ever find. And as they left the cabin, the key tucked safely in Pedro's pocket, they continued exploring, ready for whatever adventure lay ahead.